All right, guys. Can you all hear me? Making sure you got me. If you can hear me, just let me know. Good, good. Aim right all day long. Aim right all day long. 110 Carvard Pro. Aim right. That's the one I'm after. That's the one I've got. All right. So it seems that everyone can hear me. So I'm going to put my mug up. Hey, there you go. I am in the building. Hurrah. Okay, so look, I don't want to do a real long session tonight. Just want to sort of go through a couple of things, point out a few bits and pieces that I'm looking at, some trades that I'm in right now, and just walk you through a bit. It's pretty important at the moment to be patient. And look, if you're not already, I just did a video today that's gone out to my subscriber list. It's free, the free subscription list, right? Where you get 2 videos a week from me. That's you're not going to get across anything else. It's exclusively for those people in that group. And if you're not already, jump across to the website TraderCobb.com, register there. It's just underneath the video where I'm yapping away talking about what I do. Anyhow, we've seen the market move today ever so gently. Now, a couple of things I want to point out. First things first, Bitcoin's broken to a new higher high on this Bitfinex chart. And I have to say what chart it is that I'm actually looking at, simply because, well, effectively, they're a bit different at the moment. Down here, this is the Coinbase chart, 5,343. We got a good 300 plus difference in price. And of course, if I show you the Coinbase chart, not only has it not broken to new highs, it's not even broken yesterday's high at all. So have a look at the difference between the 4 hour on this one, Coinbase, and on Bitfinex. That's not really too much of a concern. I will be honest. I'll tell you that during the week, I did pull all of my Bitcoin out of Bitfinex simply because, look, it was I didn't like carrying the risk through. I'll show you what it was through here. This was all around the news with the subpoena and all that. All the information was coming out. I just the way it was flatlining. That's not how a market like Bitcoin moves. It's too volatile. Got too much liquidity. It will be moving nearly every tick. So when I saw that, I was like, ooh. Jumped out, moved my Bitcoin, transferred, and I was like, okay, let's just wait for the dust to settle. I do have money back on the platform because I was looking for trades today, and I'll show you the trades that I did take. But just to be aware, I've put a little bit back. I haven't put as much as what I used to have on that platform. I've gone in with a small amount, and it's just to manage the risk. I've been trading for 13 years, and the one thing that's the most important thing in trading is to manage your risk, and risk comes in different forms. It's not just about how much risk you place on a trade. It's the tools you use, the strategy you've got. More importantly with crypto, it's where is your private key? Where is your Bitcoin being held? Where are your cryptos being held? So for me, when I see some I guess trust issues arise on a platform, well, I see that as high risk. I get out of that platform quickly. But I'm cool with it again now. We're cool on Bitfinex. It's blown over many times before. It seems to be again as it is now. But I also don't want to be somebody who puts too much on there. What I've got on there, I'm happy with. Good thing is it's a leverage trading platform. That's how I use it. So it means that I don't have to have as much there because I've got the option of margin. And if you don't know what margin is, it means I can go long and I can go short because it's a derivative product. And that's why I like Bitfinex. So let's have a look at it. We've moved up. This is the 4 hour time frame. A time frame I do really like to trade. Higher low, higher high, pushing on. Excellent. There's 2 trades that I took today, and I want to talk you through those in a little bit more detail. But Bitcoin right now, I tell you what, it'd be really, really nice to see us push on, smack through 6,000, and I'll show you 6,000 on the Coinbase chart because that's really the one that I see as a very definitive level. Check it out. Beautiful support, bushka. Down she goes. I think 6,000 may act as a pullback point or a point at which, even better, I'd love to just smash through it and really, really get kicking on for a very strong move. We'll have to wait and see. So for me, right now, I'm trading what's in front of me, and that is with margin pairs. If we look at Ethereum right now, you might look at this and go, oh, she's a bit yuck. There is a bit of a higher low there, and it does actually show up on the 12 hour. That is a distinctive higher low to higher high. Now, I'm not going to pretend that this is the best trend in the world because it's not. But if I jump down here to where I got filled in this trade, on my live trading floor and VIP scan this morning, actually. This had pulled back, higher low, moved up, pulled back into the cradle zone, and it held. I did my scan every morning Sydney time at 9 a.m. And it was at about, because it's my second one that I look at, it was at about 9:04. That this was sitting there. I'm like, oh, come on, for the whole hour, just stay small. And it actually did. It ended up fitting many of the crypto cradle trading strategy rules that I trade from. Again, jump in to TraderCobb.com/free tools. You can have a look at what I talk about, the breakdown of all the strategies in a webinar there if you don't know what they are. Pull back into this cradle zone and has since nicely moved. Now, if I go to the 8 hour, you'll also note that this is the first pullback, same as the 4 hour really. With the first pullback, if you've been through the courses, you'll understand that, look, it does carry a bit more risk. It also carries a bit more reward. Now, I'm going to take you through and jump straight from Ethereum to Ripple. And it's not quite at 1-to-1 yet. I've decided for both Ethereum and Ripple against the dollar that instead of going 2 trades, 1% each, which fits my trading plan, which I have written down, I'm preferring just to have 1% risk on, because the market just doesn't quite seem to have as much confidence right now in its momentum. Bitfinex is looking great guns, right? It keeps grinding higher, but I'm just not as certain. So I was happy to wind the risk back, not look for a 2-to-1 first target or anything like that. Just look for a straight 1-to-1 to get the risk off the table and then see where to from there. Now, I split these trades. Now, I could have just gone with Ripple, because in all honesty, XRP, I should say, the way XRP pulled back into this cradle zone, the way it lined, I didn't even draw this in today actually, but the way it lined up with the 50, it pulled back into that 50 quite nicely. It's set up really, really well. It actually, in actual fact, looks better than that of Ethereum. Good convergence right here on this MACD, nice pullback, small candle. The reason I split it across two, number one, with XRP, I'll jump back to the daily for that. You'll note that, I don't know why it does this weird out of focus thing every now and again. Look, if I jump from there to there, it'll come back good again. Ta-da! Anyway, fixed it. If you have a look here, support, we've bounced from the lower end of this channel. Now, I don't trade channels in the way that I know many people do. And I know that a lot of people will look at channels that sell at the top, buy at the bottom. And that's fine. If that's the way you want to do it, no problem. It's just not the way that I want to do it. So for me, I'm happy to trade from when we're moving in between the two areas if I get a good setup on the lower time frames, which I did on the 4 hour. Of course, this upper end of the trend, that was what I was going for, is up here at 35 cents. Look, there's plenty of room. We're talking about a really relatively tight stop here. The high of that candle, what do we got? Call it 32 cents, make math simple. The low, 31. Real pretty straightforward stuff. 1 cent stop, so it's a pretty tight stop. And there's a good 3-4 cents to the upside. So that's good. But you just don't know sometimes. Just because it's a good looking setup doesn't mean it's the one that's going to go. And as you can see here, we're at 0.55% on Ripple, which technically looks the better setup, but Ethereum is the one that's moving away at a much better rate of knots. The thing with Ethereum as well, just so you can understand my thought process behind the way I guess approach my trading and the market in general, is that if you look at this on Ethereum, there's not a great deal of resistance coming. There's a little bit up here around 189, 188. It's not that, there is a little bit, but it ain't that strong. Then we've got 200. So we've got quite a fair way. Again, if we look at the equally small candle here, and we look at it, we be realistic and zoom out. Here we go. Somewhere up around here being some resistance, 189. There's $20 of room there. Entry here, high 168.30. So a $3 stop with $20 move. We've got a fairly good reward to risk ratio there for Ethereum. So as much as Ripple looks great, Ethereum has more upside potential there before any resistance. These are all the sorts of things that I'm considering, thinking through, working through, and analyzing when I'm looking at the market. So I'm currently long in both. Neither have hit my first target at all. So, people think, well, you're telling us what trades you took. I don't really care. I get stopped out often. It's it's just the way it goes. I'm not somebody who likes to hindsight trade. I'd rather show you what I'm doing now. That's what I do in my Market View subscription. That's what I do on my live scans every day. I bear all for you to see if you want it. So from my point of view, I'm just being patient to hope for this plays out. The good thing is that I've been filled, so I've got my stop loss in, which means that I can go to bed comfortable. Across the rest of the market right now, looking at EOS, have a look at this. Higher low, and this is, let me just rewind again, right? The market's been sitting in a place where we've just got a higher low and a higher high on many of them. Of course, that's what the trade was. I'm talking about the mid-term time frames. Higher low, higher high, first pullback. EOS, higher low, higher high, first pullback. If we look at Stellar, it's not quite as good. Sorry, Stellar is fine. Higher low, higher high, first pullback. Ripple, obviously the same. Higher low, higher high, first pullback. Litecoin, a bit of a mess. Lower low, higher high. So it's not as, there's no trend there on that 4 hour. So we can cross Litecoin off the list of potentials. Bitcoin Cash again, lower highs, lower low to a higher high. Not quite so good either. Binance, very sideways, pretty ugly. Tron, higher low, higher high pullback. Cardano, not as good, and that's our top 10. So much of the market is kind of, what had happened is much of the market had been in a downtrend. I mean, let's use Ripple as an example, and go. Actually, what was the one that looked better before? It was a good chart structure. I think it might have been Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, have a look. See through here, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. We had some really nice momentum, and in actual fact, if I jump to the daily, look at this level here, right? On the daily, we were lower high, lower low on the daily chart. So technically, that's a downtrend. Okay. Then, this is the reason it's been a slow week of trading for me. We went from a nice downtrend, breaking some key levels, to straight away going back up again. So it's kind of like, that's why I've been focusing on the lower timeframes, or the mid-term timeframes on that first pullback. Look, it does carry more risk, that first pullback, but there's also potential for more reward. I've managed my risk there, split my 1% across those two trades, and I'm comfortable. Look, if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. I'm not too concerned about that. The risk is managed, and I'm happy with how it's going. So how's the rest of the market look? Because one thing I can tell you recently is, we've seen very, very little in the way of good, solid trends against the alts. With the alts against Bitcoin. And there was times at the start of the year when Bitcoin was kind of consolidating a fair bit, where we were seeing a lot of activity. As a matter of fact, a lot of my trading was done building sats as opposed to using leverage and margin trading against the dollar, for example. I mean, you can still trade leverage or margin against some Bitcoin pairs, but you get my point. It's really, really slowed up of late. It really, really has slowed up. I mean, look, this has been, we're nearly 7 p.m. Now, these candles all closed, or opened, I should say, at 11 a.m. So we've been in this for, 7 and a bit hours, nearly 8 hours. And look, very little movement. Look at how little the movement is going on. It just feels as though the market is starting to get ready for something. Now, let me just do one other thing before I bid you farewell. I'm just going to coin market cap right now. The Bitcoin dominance. Now, that has been, in the last 2 weeks, floating between, excuse me, about 53 and 55%. All right. Now, what we tend to see when we see the Bitcoin dominance increase is we do tend to see the rest of the market get hit. And if I just throw up what's something that was around a while back, we'll check this up. If I put it up on the daily, I'm not actually sure if, yeah, look, of course, throughout this period, January, that was getting quite messy. And Cardano, to be honest, it kind of opened and then just took off. So probably not the best example, really. Where are we here? 17. Okay, so yeah, if you look through here, right, this was the period where Bitcoin itself was going absolutely bonkers. Remember, all the way through that December period. Then Litecoin started, Ethereum started to catch up. If you look at this, this is what we see typically when Bitcoin dominance starts to increase. We see the rest of the market draining. Now, I'm happy for that to happen. I don't mind for that to happen for the time being, because the one that's going to get the headline is going to be Bitcoin. It's not going to be some small alt. It's not going to be some little project. And when I say, we can make money from those smaller projects, but if we want to see this market really kick off, we need to get the rest of the market, or the non-market people, into this market. And for that to occur, we need media, we need help, we need support, and we need this back in the news. Bitcoin is what will get us there. It won't be waves. Put it that way. So guys, that was a bit my run through as to what I'm seeing right now. The top 10, as you can see throughout the day, we're slightly in the green more than the red, but we are sitting pretty undecided, I would say, at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised to see market direction in either momentum today. I am long Ripple and I am long Ethereum. I've just explained exactly what it is that I'm doing and what my orders are. Question. Yes, you can. I'm new to cryptocurrency, so I purchased some on CoinSpot and put in my wallet on a few different currencies as a newbie. Do I leave it in my wallet now and leave it be, or do I do something else? Well, you can learn to trade it. You can move it to different exchanges. You can do a whole bunch of things with that. You've got to understand that when you hold your crypto on a platform, it's on the platform. Okay, so you want to, if it's a long-term investment, you want to put it somewhere safe, and that could be in cold storage. Okay, that's what I like to do with my what will they say? Existing tokens, I suppose, that I don't really want to have on exchanges. So I keep a little bit in a number of exchanges just so I can trade, but the rest of it I sort of sit off in cold storage because I know it's safe. That's what you want to be doing. So right now, Cosimo, it's important for you to work out what it is that you want. All right. From your point of view right now, I would suggest go to TraderCobb.com/free tools. There is a bunch of information there, and it's free for you to start to have a look and see if it makes sense. If you want to go down the trading route, if you just want to leave it as it is, and if that's the case, then if they're long holds, as you've just said, then yeah, I would seriously be getting educated on some cold storage options to make sure that you are safe. Oh, hang on. Someone said, I thought it was the same person saying they're holding. So, yeah, you didn't say that it's long-term. So if it isn't long-term and you want to do some more with it, then it's time that you need to, I guess, understand what options you've got and how to actually go about that. Any other questions, guys? Happy to answer a couple more if you've got any before I bolt home to try and see the kids before they go to bed. Doesn't look like it. So with that being the case, you have a good day. Speak to you all tomorrow. Don't forget as well, hit the like button. Do that stuff. I never say that. Like it, and whatever else you do, like it, comment. I don't know. Do that stuff that's meant to make these things get more views. And of course, if you're not already, guys, there's the TraderCobb Crypto Podcast, and you should be tuning into that. Go and subscribe to that. Write a comment if you like it, and you'll see there every morning. I'll go through the markets 5 days a week, and I've got plenty of interviews with some great guests there as well. And yeah, guys, take it easy. Can you take a look at Matic? What's Matic? MATIC. Oh, I can, but there's not really a great deal to look at. G'day, Rob Noosa boy. Tip of the hat. Yeah, there's not really enough information there for me to, I guess, pass any comment based on my set of skills, unfortunately. So yeah, sorry about that one, Kwame. I can't say too much about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, no worries to all of you. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll speak to you again soon. Cheers, guys. Bye for now.